I've got 15 weeks to get photoshoot ready in Marbella. Here's what a full week of my life actually looks like as an online coach. You're in for a full posterior session with tips on how to build your back, as well as other behind the scenes bits like supplements, check-ins, and day-to-day life in Australia.
So week 2 of the road to Marbella prep is commencing. I was stressing a little bit. I was thinking, right, how am I going to document this for YouTube? What could I do every week? And I thought, you know what? Why not do a similar thing every week? So every week I'm just going to go through the week. I'm going to check in. You can see my check-in photos. You can see my scale weight. You can see me react to my check-in, see the changes that I get made with my coach. And I'm just going to more or less do the same things every week. So I don't know what workout I'll record this week, but I am recording, but I am training pool this morning every Monday. Visuals have just come back through as well, and I'm feeling good. I'm currently sat at 76 this morning. So So for this first week, it's been a maintenance week. Second week will also be a maintenance week and potentially a deload week. So we'll have to see what the coach says. So we'll stick around for my check-in and then basically dive in straight in from next week, which I can't fucking wait for. We're sat at 75 and 76. And we are looking pretty good for 76. So we've got 15 weeks in a deficit now. So it's time to get fucking skinned. I cannot wait to get peeled, to be honest. So yeah.
All right, so check-ins are done today. We've had the check-in from the coach also come back. So funny enough, my fucking coach is doing my check-in whilst I'm doing my lads' check-ins. But I want to show everyone, one of the lads on the team at the minute, Kian, he's just in his off-season, in his muscle building phase. He's gone from what is 80 kilograms to 88 kilograms over the course of 20 weeks. So you can see it's a pretty wicked transformation so far. Very proud of Kian. He had never stepped foot in the gym when he first came to me. And now he is genuinely, and I mean it when I say it, he's probably on my fucking level of training where I've managed to teach him. Definitely safe to say he keeps me on my feet when I'm coaching him. Is he up to my standard yet? I don't know, but yeah, he's smashing it. So we're going to take a look at the coach's check-in anyway. So I'm going to set the tripod up and I'm going to do this every single week. So
hey buddy, how are you, mate? Thank you for the check-in. Thank you for the breakdown. I've reduced, so what I've done, happy with where you're at the minute. I think overall condition already is looking better. So the average at the minute is 75.76, 76.05. So when you look at that, it's like, okay, it gives me the confidence that we do need a little bit of a drop, you know? Next week then is where you're officially in that prep phase, right? Absolutely bulletproof. Absolutely bulletproof. And then when we're looking at everything else, like bench position here is perfect. I love these benches that I'm a strength one. This is strong in shoulders, but look at your arm path. Yeah, perfect. Drive up. All right, any questions, any concerns, let me know.
So I'm going to be doing this every single week where I take a look at my check-in and I basically give you all an update because I think I want to keep you all in the loop for the next 16 weeks. So I'm getting coached by Ben Bray. This guy, he's like my big fucking brother, to be honest with you. Good bloke. He's in good shape as well and he's got a lot of skin in the game, so he obviously knows what he's doing and he's taught me a lot, to be honest. And oh shit, I just turned that off. And yeah, he's taught me a lot, to be honest. And I definitely struggle to trust and put my trust into someone else with my experience in the field. And he's the only person I could trust. So we're starting off anyways. This first week, we're going to come in at essentially what is going to be, we take a look, training day, non-training day nutrition. So for the lads that know, training day, utilize more carbs, less fats, okay, because we're going to be training, so more energy. And then non-training day, we're not going to be utilizing as many carbs. So we've got 2,600 calories non-training day, 210 protein, 300 carbs, and then 52 fats. And then training day is looking like 2,900 calories, 210 protein, 400 carbs, and then 45 fats. So we are literally just carb cycling, more or less, changing up protein and fats a little bit. So that is how we're looking for our first week. Now, considering the current condition that I'm in, I'm pretty happy with that, okay? Because if we start stripping back a little bit more and more and more, hopefully, I'm hoping I don't have to go sub 2,000 calories to get skinned, but we'll see. So yeah, the first week we're going to go in, maintenance week, second week now, we're at maintenance, and then next week we're going to strip back. So yeah, buzzing. Just managed to smash 25 check-ins today. It's been a really fucking good day.
all right, so it is Wednesday. It's currently 2 o'clock. That is every single lad on the team checked in. Fucking buzzing with how the lads are getting on at the minute, and I want to just show you. You can see obviously checked everyone in, heaps of check-ins, like literally the client roster's building, to be honest. We have got quite a few lads on the team, and the most important thing is that I'm producing and helping the lads get results. I couldn't actually give a fuck about the number on the team. I just want to help as many of the lads as I can and make sure they're all doing good, which all of them are. So of course, give or take, I've got to call a few of them out, but everyone's doing good. But when we take a look anyways, I want to show you all this. So I've just started implementing what is called I call it the exercise execution sign-off sheet. So essentially we've got for the lads their exercises and then notes. Basically, the exercise, has the clip been reviewed, any notes to improve on it, and then do I need more clips or have they been signed off? So you can see Sam, he's actually signed off like 4 of them here, and we've signed them off. But essentially all of the lads this week, we've just started doing this for the last 2 weeks, and I'm not even joking, I reckon 90% of the lads have been sending their training clips, and we're just fucking ticking them off week to week, which is something that I take pride in as a coach. Like a lot of other online coaches, they're setting plans and they're not looking back at training clips, and I just don't agree with it. I think the most important thing for the lads is, are they training hard? Do they know how to train? Are the setups there? Your tempo, bracing, cues, intensity levels, like so many things you can take away from training clips, which is why I absolutely harass the lads every week and why we're signing them off now. So that is the lads checked in. I'm actually just going to have what is my lunch, and then I'm essentially going to be recording content and planning the rest of the week out. So link in the description. If you want in on any coaching, feel free to hit the link in the description. You can find 4 weeks of free coaching down below. And yes people, so it is currently Wednesday evening. We have had a parcel turn up today. I've already opened it, but I want to show you what it is anyways. So we have literally just got, from Fat Burners Only, 3 tubs of, fucking hell, Zach. 3 tubs of what is Rise Skippy peanut butter flavour. Now, I normally don't go for this one. I normally go for Perform, and I'll ship it out from the UK, and it costs me about £75 for a tub. Now, Rise is the only other protein, to be honest, that I actually get along with. Liam likes it, my Aussie boys love it, and to be honest, I'll give it to him. It does taste good. So it's either this or Perform. They're the only 2 that I fucking like. This was on sale, and this was actually £40 more. It was 45. No, how much was it? It was £45 for a tub. So it was a lot cheaper than the Perform stuff. 2 kilo tub. So do you know what this ADHD motherfucker did? Impulsive. I actually ordered 5 of them. So there are 3 that have turned up. So yeah, I ordered 5. I ordered 10 kilos of protein because it was so cheap. So yeah, anyways, I've got 6 months. Is it 6 months? Probably about 3-4 months worth of protein, so I can't complain. And yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Very excited to try that one out. Thank you very much. Bosh. So last little bit before I hop off for today, my little wind down routine. Let me just grab. Got to make sure I've got the blue light glasses on, haven't I? So that is me more or less boxed off work today. It's 7:30 and I've got back to the lads. I've had a really productive day of work, making sure that the 4 weeks of free coaching is up to scratch. So if you want that, the link is in the description. 4 weeks of free coaching designed to get you lean in time for summer. But I'm getting carried away. I'm actually trying to quit. Well, I am quitting what is nicotine gums at the minute, because I've always had a problem with smoking, with vaping. Again, a bit of an ADHD tendency, I probably imagine, but ever since I was in the military, ever since I've been 17 years old, I've always had a nicotine addiction, and I'm 23 now. So it eventually got to the point when I came out to Australia, smokes are fucking expensive and I don't smoke, and then vapes are ridiculously expensive, like triple the price out here. So I thought, right, I'm gonna get these nicotine gums, and basically these nicotine gums have got, per 1 gum, 2 ciggies worth of nicotine. I'm not even joking. I think, let's just count, I was getting through one of these tabs every day. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I was having 30 ciggies worth of nicotine every day. And I'm just gonna be honest with everyone on YouTube, I was anxious as fuck towards the back end of last week, like the most anxious I'd felt in a long time. Hadn't been out, hadn't been misbehaving, so that's normally the reason I'm feeling anxious. So I thought, right, what's going on? Fucking hell, I'm having 15 ciggies worth of, I'm having 30 ciggies worth of nicotine in a day, Zach. So yeah, I've just packed it in, just got past the withdrawal symptoms, and now I'm basically feeling on top of the world. And this is going to set me up for what is going to be a successful 16-week prep, I'm hoping, because my stress and cortisol levels are going to be that little bit lower, but I'm just worried because nicotine is an appetite suppressant. So we're going to have to see how it goes. But anyways, that's me clocking off. I'm going to have my protein oats, and then I'll catch you tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Thursday morning. We've got Posterior on the cards. And I'm fucking half asleep still, but I'm just about to make my pre-workout meal. We've got some cream of rice. So I've just literally made up the rice flour. And then we've also got what is a new flavour of protein. So I'm about to whiz this up now, and then I'll show you when I've made it. But pre-workout meal, I just wanted to jump on and show you guys my pre-workout meal. It's just 100 grams of plain rice flour, tiny bit of protein in there, blueberries, honey, sweetener at the minute, and it is primarily carbs to keep me fueled for my workouts. So we've got a big posterior So pre-workout meal is always the most important meal of the day, and you've heard me say that a million times now, and I'm going to say it again. So yeah, I'll catch you when I'm eating it, when I'm trying out my new protein powder as well. And there we have it. This is more or less it. Little 10 grams of the sugar-free sweetener. So I'm being meticulous with this stuff, by the way, guys. I think per 25 grams, there's 10 calories. So I just had more or less what is 6 calories worth of that. But we have got the most important meal of the day. We've got the pre-workout cream of rice bowl going down with Skippy's rice peanut butter in there. So normally I'm a sucker for Perform. I would normally get Perform, but this stuff was on sale for a ridiculous amount. It was literally half the price on one of the websites, and I'll be honest with you, I ordered 5 fucking tubs of it. So I spent what was about £200 on protein, but that will last me for probably about half a year. So I just ordered loads of it, and I know this stuff tastes good because Rise is a well-known brand, but I do think Perform and Rise, they're just as good as each other, and I love Perform for all the different flavours that they've got as well. And Perform, they've got a very thick, it makes your whatever meals you mix it in with go thick. This is still a little bit gloopy, which sounds weird as fuck, but trust me, you'll know what I mean. You can make a good whey paste with Perform. Last little bit as well is going to be, look at this. Liam likes to say he's clean, doesn't he? But he's always leaving his shit out. Always cleaning up after the boy, but it's a good job. He's one of my best mates in it. So, but yeah, let's give it a taste test anyway. I've not tried the Skippy's Perform. Taste test on the Perform. Taste test on the Perform. I'm still half asleep. Taste test on Skippy's peanut butter rice. For those of you that have tried Skippy's peanut butter, it tastes just like that. So yeah, I'm gonna yam this down, and then I'll catch you probably when I'm at the gym training Posterior. So yeah. So just about to get down to the gym. Pre-workout meal has digested, so I'll get up, have a big cream of rice bowl first thing, let that digest for about 30-45 minutes because it's a pretty big bowl. And then after that, I'll have my pre-workout stack, which basically wakes me up and blows my head off for the day. So we've got here, first of all, I'll show you the main one. So Zombie Labs Stim pre-workout. This has got, it says 460. It's got 230 mg of caffeine, your beta-alanine, your citrulline for your pumps, and then it's got all sorts of other sort of like nootropic blends for focus, pump blends. And speaking of pump, we've also got a pump formula in there as well. So that last flavor was raspberry. This is Phantom Drop by Nexus, and this is the pump stim free pre-workout, which just adds to the pump, yeah? So I'm gonna be feeling good. Gonna be leaving this Posterior session like my back's about to blow up. Got creatine, right, to help with performance in the gym. Doesn't matter when you have that, but I just like to have it in the morning. And then I've also got, Liam has kindly let me use some of his electrolytes, which I cannot live without. So we've just got electrolyte, switch, hydrate at the minute, but I would normally use Ghost Hydrate. I've literally got 2 tubs on the way. And these are pretty self-explanatory. They're gonna help hydrate me. And I normally have them in the morning, but I'm just having them in my pre-workout stack before I go to the gym as part of my supplements. So I'm gonna get this down. Let's do a little taste test. Absolutely amazing. Now, little tip for you guys is, if you're about to go and you're about to train in the gym, let your pre-workout meal sit and digest, depending on how big it is, for 15, 20, 30, sometimes even 45 minutes. For me, it has literally been 40 minutes, 45 minutes since I had mine. So that's it, that's digested, the carbs have gone to my system, I'm ready to train. And then I've only got 250 mils of water in this. A lot of people like to smash like a litre, 2 litres before the gym. But if you just have a small amount of water, it's more concentrated, you're gonna be less bloated, and it's gonna go to your system a lot quicker. So I've weighed out like my water, I've weighed out everything. I've had a litre of water, that's including in the cream of rice as well, a litre of water this morning. And that is literally the last of the litre, 250 mils. So gonna get this down. I forgot the secret ingredient, pink Himalayan salt as well, and I can taste it.
So I got the shake down, and it's safe to say that by the time I got to the gym, I felt like I was more or less taking a set back to Ibiza, if you get what I'm saying, lads. But no, I'm just messing about. Posterior starting up. So we've got my Romanian deadlifts, and I wanted to show you how I'm doing my warm-up or feeder sets. So I start off with like a super lightweight with this one, like literally 40 kilos on the bar, and I do 15 reps, 10 to 15 reps, get some blood flow in the muscles. And then you can just see here, I work my way up and I essentially pyramid up. So I did, I think 100 kilos, 4 reps, 140 for 3 reps, and then 160 literally for 1 or 2. So just look at this. And every time I'm doing this feeder set, it is literally like I'm treating it like a working set, like getting a gauge for the weight and how my form's going to look for the main working set. So never neglect your feeder sets, guys. Like, they're so important, which is why I just kept them in here. And you can see now this is the big boy where I'm coming into the Romanian deadlifts. So look at this. Brace, scapula retracted, and we're coming in, and I'm just literally pushing my glutes to the back of the room to initiate the movement, making sure that my glutes are always going to the back of the room and that my back isn't almost sort of like extending and leaning over to move the weight, which I see a lot of people do. Hips always moving backwards for this one. But I like posterior days. Like, I really think for myself, posterior is my weak point of my physique. My coach says it as well, and it's just a part that I want to bring out. And I think for aesthetics as well, just quickly look at this. We've got Max Dean on, of course, for the T-bar row. But I think for aesthetics, like a lot of the young lads that are going fucking on holiday, lads holiday, they neglect their posterior and don't realise like the lats really create that V-taper, like really make you look broad from the front. And for me, my lats, they're definitely a decent point, but it's the turtle thickness, right? The turtle shell that I'm trying to bring out, hence the T-bar rows right now. So with this, I'm coming round, wrapping my chest right around the pad, taking my back through a full range of motion, and I'm almost squeezing my back together, like I'm trying to squeeze my vest together in between my shoulder blades here. Literally snapping on the way up, nice and explosive, keeping my chest against the pad, keeping my chin tucked throughout. And when I watch this back as well, I need to just be careful with how my legs and how my torso was actually moving there, because there's a little bit of momentum. But it was a good set, and I love that T-bar row as well. Lean back lat pull down variant. So again, this is literally biasing my lats in the lengthen. So as I'm coming up now, I'm staying in an upright vertical pull position, and then as I come down, I'm leaning back 45 degrees into this one to bias my upper back and my traps. So really trying to bring out the density and the thickness in my back, as you can see from a lot of the row type movements that I'm doing. With this as well, please note that I'm doing a 2-second concentric and contraction. So on the way down now, 2 seconds, 2 seconds at the bottom, just to connect better with this one. Like, a lot of people, they use their momentum and they really come back and swing into their lat pull downs, which is why I like to program for myself and for a lot of my clients like a 2-second concentric, right? So you're not being so explosive, you're not snapping, and you're controlling it on the way down so you can connect with your back. And look at this. This is where my composure slips and I say, yeah, fuck that, ditch the weight, Zach. That is your lats, your back taken to failure. So we've got now the seated, chest supported, single arm lat pull in. So I really like unilateral, so like single sided movements for my lats, because it helps me take them through a better range of motion, get a better contraction as well. And with this, what I'm doing throughout, and I'm always doing with every lat movement, is pinning my shoulder blades back and down into my pockets, which is called scapulae depression. So depressing your scapulae, and what it allows for is more tension on your lats. So just think shoulders back down into your pockets and keep them there, and then there's always going to be tension in your lats. And you can see here, I'm driving my elbows down and back into my hips, and look at my forearms here. What I would typically tell the lads that I coach to do, and tell myself to do, is my forearm should be straight as I come down, and that tells me my elbows are being driven into my hips. And see, my forearms are still slightly angled upwards. If you just take a look, I don't think I get the rep, but this is basically my sign that I need to lower the click by 1. just so that my forearm can be straight towards the back end of the room and that there's a 90-degree angle. And I hope that makes sense with what I'm saying. But now we've got the assisted lat pull-up machine, and fucking hell, this is probably my favourite back exercise known to man. A lot of people think that you've got to be a newbie in the gym. Oh, that's for the people that can't do pull-ups. Is it? Fuck. Like, if you can manipulate the tempo on this and you know what you're doing from a tempo standpoint, you can literally come up and do a 2-second concentric and 2 seconds at the top, just like I'm doing in the contraction, and you can connect so much better. Scapulae stay depressed, so look at my shoulders. You can see as I come into the lengthen just here, I don't fully extend because my shoulders would girdle forward, and I'm keeping the tension in my lats, so I don't want my shoulders to girdle forward. I want them to stay depressed. And look at this, getting a nice contraction. And yeah, I can't really say too much else about this one. You just got to give it a go yourself. Hold it in the two up the top for the contracted, and you'll connect so much better with it. Such a nice piece of kit for your back, and massive if you're trying to bring out that V-taper look for the lads that are trying to look aesthetic. Do I get it? Yep. And I'm still keeping that scapula depressed, not rolling my shoulders forward. And we're coming into the reverse pec fly machine for the rear delts. So the most important thing with this one is just keeping those traps relaxed. Like, your traps are such a big fucking muscle group right next to your tiny little side delts, and it's so easy for them to take over. So the most important thing I tell myself for this one is traps relaxed, focus on connecting with my rear delts, don't have to use a crazy amount of weight, and pay attention to how I'm controlling the concentric, so the positive, and the contracted, so the shortened position. So now and now. Notice how I'm manipulating these and doing 2 seconds in each. It just helps me use less momentum, connect better with my rear delts, get some more blood into the rear delts. I'm pretty fortunate enough that my rear delts, they're pretty well developed, and a lot of people, I see it all too often, a lot of people have underdeveloped rear delts. So don't neglect your rear delt flies. Most important piece of advice I could give to anyone would just be to drop the weight and focus on connecting better with your rear delts. Like, so important for fucking building some boulder shoulders. I can't stress it enough. Don't ego lift for your shoulders, especially your rear delts. And then we're finishing off with some calf raises, seated calf raises, that is. Believe it or not, my calves are such a weak point. I'm actually doing them 4 times per week, and then I'm doing 1 set of abs at the back end of one of my other workouts, and I'm just trying to bring out my calves. And I've got high insertions. I could sit here, I could blame my genetics, and I'm unfortunate, I guess, with my high inserted calves in some sense, but yeah, I'm trying to bring them out, trying to progressively overload on them, and they just don't seem to fucking grow. I don't know if it's because my quads, don't know if it's because they're growing too quickly and my calves can't keep up. Maybe I'm just telling myself that, or maybe I'm just not training them properly. But with this one, with my calves, what I'm telling myself, and you probably shouldn't be taking advice from me anyways, but what I tell myself here is I'm driving my heels down to get a good stretch. So heels get driven down to get a really nice stretch, and then I push through my big toe to connect better. And I'm just thinking about connecting with my calves. Like I said as well, with the reverse flies, 2 seconds in the concentric on the way up, and then 2 seconds at the top in the shortened, just to connect better with this one. And just take note how slow the last reps move as well for this one. The last few reps for small muscle groups, they're always going to be super slow. Arms, shoulders, calves, they should slow right down. And it would be rude for me not to do a lat spread and to do some posing in the changing rooms. I'm absolutely buzzing looking back on this. Like, you can just see the turtle shell coming through and see the lower lats come through. But I'm buzzing with how much my posterior chain has actually grown, with it being such a weak point when I first started with my coach. So yeah, that's it for the posterior workout. Bosh! Look at that for a view as well. Wow. Very grateful. So I'm now out on my late afternoon walk. It's 5:30. I've just eaten a lovely juicy steak, which I didn't show you guys. I actually yammed it down. But yeah, just getting a digestion walk in before I go home and clear messages and then switch off. So look at this fucking termite mound. Can you believe that? I still can't get over all of the wildlife, and I just want to show you what my actual walk looks like. So I'll try and go out once or twice every day, just so I can get out and so I can actually, as funny as it sounds, like, be at one with nature, I guess you could say. But no, like, actually just have a little reset, get out of the house and get away from the desk, because I love coaching and I love doing content, whatever I'm doing, but it does get a little bit to my head. And I hope you can hear me with this wind as well. I'm going to stand with my back to it. But this has more or less been my second week on prep. You've just seen a week in the life. I'm going to switch off this weekend. So I'm going to do Liam's run club on Saturday, but then I'm going to try and relax, not do any content. I've not got any calls booked, and I've also just stopped with the whole nicotine. So I'm just going to have like a reset this weekend. So for that reason, I'm not going to show you my weekend, but I'll still be training. I'll still be getting back to a couple messages with the coaching, with the lads, checking that they're all right. And that is more or less it for your first week. For your boy's second week, on his photo shoot prep. Road to Marbella is on. So next week, we're going to be stripping back. We're going to be diving into the deficit. I'm fucking buzzing. I actually can't wait to get peeled now. I'll catch you next week when I'm stripping back. As always, peace. I forgot to add it in there.